Malaysians, they would have been there, but here they are battling for bronze against a Singapore side they have drawn in their last 3 encounters in the SEA Games: 07, 2011 and 2013. A clutch of bronze medals already for Hariss Iskandar in his very own SEA Games career as a player, now going for his first bronze medal as a SEA Games coach of the Singapore national side. Now, in the opening stages, when these two sides met, the Malaysians came back very strongly after Singapore bossed the first 15 minutes of that match. In fact, the opening minutes of each half, Singapore controlled and could have sneaked a 1-0 victory, which would have put them on top of the group if not for that very late equalizer from Rozaimi. As always, Rozaimi continues to be an impact player, and that is exactly what Shafiq Ghani will be in this match. He's been dropped to ensure that Hafiz Sujat now goes into the center of midfield to play alongside Zulfami Arifin. Hariss Iskandar obviously feels that Hafiz Sujat probably adds a bit more mobility and pace than Isdin Shafiq in that area. So Hafiz, who has played there before and is as versatile as you'll get as far as players are concerned, he plays alongside Zul. That gives Hariss a bit more license to move forward to support Sahil Suhaimi. He and Ahmad Hazwan, the Malaysian striker, the tournament top scorers with 3 goals apiece, although Hazwan got all his 3 in one match against Laos in their 4-1 victory. All set and ready to go. The battle for bronze, Malaysia versus Singapore. 11 times these two sides have met in SEA Games. 6 of those matches have ended in draws. The Malaysians have won thrice and Singapore have won twice. The last time they've beaten Malaysia in SEA Games football was way back in 1999, with Nazri Nasir and Noor Ali getting the goals in a 2-1 victory. Straight away the Malaysians come forward and win a free kick after a hefty tackle by Farid Hamid. Having to watch the last 4 matches from the bench, almost frustratingly. In fact, it was halfway through that Vietnam game when they decided to bring Madu Mohana on, but he certainly will add an extra bit of pace down the right-hand side and attacking thrust than Madu would. And an early free kick for the Malaysians here, taken by their left-back Zubair Azmi. Straight away launched inside the penalty box, looking for those big guys. Much better from Izwan Mahmud. That's something we haven't seen a lot of him in this game so far. Quickly taken away from Faris though by Ruben. Afiq Yunus is losing out on the ball. See what he was trying to do then. Lay it off, and there's a free run on goal now. Is there a check? Is there an obstruction? The referee says no. So Azrif Nazrul Haq from PKNS doesn't get the better of Shakir Hamza. The Malaysians looking to hit Singapore strong in these opening few exchanges. They didn't play too badly against Thailand. It's just an age-old problem that Singapore has, isn't it? Lack of goals. We've addressed that situation, we thought already. Despite the efforts and the effervescence of Sahil Suhaimi in this tournament, still we have struggled, and when it was needed the most against the Thais, especially in the second half, just nothing creative for Hariss Iskandar and his boys coming forward, especially in those final 15 minutes. See Zul and Hafiz playing very closely together. It's an early free kick given away by Safwan, although I have to say that the Malaysian did fall down to the ground way too easily. It's Thamil Arasu. I'm sure that's Irfan Faisal. They had a free kick around about this position and the other side of the pitch to score the equalizer against Singapore, although the player who scored the equalizer, Rozaimi, once again starts from the bench. Izwan Mahmud had that ball coming towards him, and if he had stolen a couple of yards in that one to move to his left, he wouldn't have gotten to the ball. Let's see what he can do now. He set the wall up, and it's the same number of people in the wall as it was 6 in that 1-1 draw. The referee says you got to be way further back than that, and the Malaysians have got options on the left hand side as well. Gabriel Cox got to watch because 3 players are there in case they decide to go for option B and flip the ball in. Thamil Arasu will surely take a crack at goal, and it goes wide for the boy who scored in the semi-finals. Actually, Sarvindran took that shot and went wide. 21-year-old who's got a goal in this tournament against Vietnam. Killer goal in the 91st minute. Wasn't a very good free kick, was it? sort of height. Hariss wins one in the air but gives it right back to Zubair. Malaysians starting this match on the front foot. It's totally different from when these two sides met in that group stage 1-1 draw. Gabriel Kwok, good work from Gabriel. Doesn't get the better of Zubair though. Thamil's flick on was red originally. Then the tackles just came in too fast, too strong by Safwan Barudin on Saravindan. Will be another free kick to the Malaysians, who've got the better of the exchanges and the referee's whistle so far in the first 4 minutes. Saravindan. Not the worst of crosses really, just a couple of them inside the penalty box though. Long launcher is going to find Sahil. That's a great take, wasn't it? Sahil Suhaimi just killed it instantly, and that's what we need to see more of Sahil Suhaimi in this tournament. We saw that in this spurts in that game against Thailand, the last 15 minutes of the half where he held the ball up superbly well. We need to see much more of that. Hariss trying to do a little flick on Ruben. Good work that one by Harriss Harun, just slightly offside. Sahil Suhaimi. He's exciting as it comes, Sahil Suhaimi. And as I said in the semi-finals, he works his jewels off, and a bit more composure needed in the attacking third. We'll see a finished product in a couple of years' time where he still has a SEA Games under his belt. Totally misjudged the flight of the ball. Farid, shooting chance, decided to pass up on that. Surprisingly, much better from Zulfami defensively. It does come in finally. Shot from Nazmi Faiz, a 19-year-old. Malaysia having the better of the exchanges. And Singapore be happy to just settle a little bit now, and they need Zulfami or Hafiz Sujad in the centre of midfield just to step on the ball a little bit to provide a bit of a heartbeat and rhythm inside the team to get things going. It looked flat in the opening 6 minutes, but the good news is that they haven't conceded despite the Malaysians and dominance. Gabriel Kwok, good play from Gabriel. See how he fares in this match, whether he completes the full 90 minutes just back from a hamstring injury. Safwan, long searching ball easily gathered by Izam Tamizi, certainly one of the best goalkeepers in this tournament. Farid once again losing the flight of the ball, losing his marker. Savindran, only Thamil Arasu to aim at. Zul. Shakir, got to keep it a little better than that now. It's good pressure from the Malaysians, let's give them credit for it. But Singapore have got to find a way just to get that tick-tock moving before playing those long balls out and succumbing to Malaysian pressure. Fadli Shahs all the way back to Sharul Mohammad Saad, who was as sad as you'd get. He was responsible for missing the second penalty in the shootout against Indonesia. Took a little touch on by Saravindan, combining with Thamil Arasu again. Movement off the ball is brilliant, and it's the first shot on target coming in from Nazmi Faiz. Just the one goal this season he scored for PKNS. A lot of big things expected from that 19-year-old, especially for the next two editions of the SEA Games. Afiq's ball out, easily read. Once again they lose it. Too crowded, it's way too crowded, this left-hand side. There's more room in the Romanian prison cell than there is down this left-hand side for Singapore. It's they got to switch the play a little bit more instead of just going down the same side again, and this time they get the referee's whistle in their way, so it's a reprieve as K. Ruben goes charging in onto Faris Ramli. Inverted wingers that Aidi Iskandar has employed in the opening stages of this match. Surely halfway through the first half he might have that option of switching Gabriel and Faris around to use their preferred foot as the wide option instead of the inside option. Zafami's floater, this should be the keepers, well challenged. Oh, well, the keepers are always protected in those instances, aren't they? But Safwan Barudin wasn't looking at the keeper, he was looking at the ball. And he climbed brilliantly high, as we'd expect from Air Safwan through the years. Let's have a look at it again. Had his eyes just firmly on the ball throughout. Goalkeeper was brave, paid for his bravery, and it is a free kick, and good work from the Myanmarese referee not to dish out the yellow card. Malaysian physio has worked overtime this year, hasn't he? Just suffered from a glut of injuries, really beset the squad before they came to the SEA Games. Wansak Dato Ong Kim Swee knows all about injuries now, although he's always been optimistic about the situation and saying, you know, we still have to go on, we're a team, we'll go on to the tournament, our target doesn't change. And for a man that just turned 43 10 days ago, he will know that Wanzak's injury was a big loss for them. Suffered the knee injury, tore his ACL while training with Ryokyu. For Aidi Iskandar, his big injury miss, probably Khairul Nizam would have given him another option going forward, instead of just the two out-and-out strikers that he has in the squad. This will take some time on Nizam Tarmizi. Malaysian bench and goalkeeper has been told to warm up already. That's the reason why you don't see him there. He signed contract papers with Darul Taksim for the new season. Tarmizi, and he certainly looked the part of this tournament so far. No fault of his, that goal against Indonesia. He's been brave, strong, and his reflexes has been first class. Perhaps the only criticism is that he doesn't hold on to the ball when he comes out for those crosses, but he did then. As we pass the first 10 minutes of what has been a lackluster affair so far. We usually expect that from a third and fourth placing game. As I said, the rivalry in the veins of these two sides usually charges the players up, and they will feel it halfway through. Looking for options, not finding anything. And finally gone to Hazwan. Good work from him. Couldn't get round the first man, and that was Safwan Barudin. Not a lot has gone round him over the last two seasons playing for the Lions 12. He's got to be on his toes once again now in a defensive mould, as Sarvindan takes the first corner of the match and goes to Malaysia. The best of passes getting back to Sarvindan, that surely is a dive. Faris Ramli, one of those who not just operates down the flanks but helps his fullbacks out as much as he can. Hesitant Iswan Mahbud causing the Thais to win a penalty that night. He's manned up to it, and he, more than anyone else in the team, would want to make up and make amends for that mistake. Zubair once again winning it easily, no challenge coming in at all. Safwan, Afiq, Zul needs to release it quickly, he does, but it was a 50-50 ball, a fortuitous pass given out by Shakir Hamza. Great work here by Gabriel Kwok. Now we need players bursting their lungs to try to get into the penalty box. He tried to go past Fadli as well, got the better of Fadli, almost giving him right back another opportunity. Hariss, a little bit of improvisation needed, and I think he will win the corner. Yes, he does. Good work by Harriss Harun. Didn't have the angle and the space for the cross, but finally wins the corner, which is the second best option, giving Gabriel that captain's handshake, which is to say well done in the first place, to beat your marker and get round your man. Zulfami has delivered a couple of peaches in this tournament so far from corner kick situations. Let's see what he can deliver from this now. Oh, Hariss has got the better of the goalkeeper and he scored. This time the goalkeeper doesn't get the referee's whistle, and Hariss Harun in his final SEA Games match has scored for the Young Lions. After absorbing all the early Malaysia pressure, Harriss Harun,
14,
Captain
Harriss
Marvellous, has
Harun.
come up with the goods yet again with his second goal of the tournament. Well, I did say that he has been good so far in this tournament, Izam, in everything except dealing with those crosses, and once again he flaps. No foul on him from Hariss. Let's have a look at this. No, he didn't even come close to touching the goalkeeper, who kept his eye on his future Johor Darul Taksim teammate and not the ball, and because of that it falls kindly to the Singapore captain. And here we are, the Young Lions in the lead once again against Malaysia in the 2013 SEA Games. Just his third SEA Games goal in his career. Harriss Harun, will that third goal be good enough for third place? This puts Singapore in exactly the position that they wanted from the start, and that is to have a lead to defend. Hafiz Sujan asking a lot out of Sahil Suhaimi. Great work by Sahil. Hariss! Only 2 SEA Games goals before this, and he has doubled that. He has equaled that feat in one match alone in 2 minutes.
Goal for Singapore by player number 14.
And now he's
Harriss
turning around and said,
Harun.
all right, if you had just put me up front alongside Sahil instead of Shafiq Ghani against Thailand, this is what might have happened. Harriss Harun, 2 goals in 2 minutes, and Malaysia are absolutely stung. Focus. Especially him, Izam. He's been slow coming off the blocks. And for the last 5 minutes, I don't know whether the injuries hampered him, but the Malaysian goalkeeper looks like he's got swim fins as boots. (2-0) for Singapore. It's the first time they've scored 2 goals against Malaysia since 1999. That was the last time they beat Malaysia as well. And this might be a repeat of what their seniors achieved against Malaysia in the Suzuki Cup if they keep this up. You can tell now it's certainly given them a real spring in their step. Tails are up Singapore, but they have to watch and not commit too many players forward and try to seek that third goal, because the Malaysians will come storming back at them. Good tackle by Farid over Savindran. Hariss. Now the array of skills are on display. Afik. Both him and Safwan, the standout performers of these SEA Games. Commentators curse just as you say that, but nothing undoing. Decides to put the ball out off the Malaysian for a throw into Singapore. The war cry before the start of it was not to give up, and we wanted a fighting performance from the Young Lions before they bowed out. Until we die attitude, and we certainly have got the goals to show for in the opening 15 minutes. Irfan's got to go all the way back to start another attack now. It's got to be tighter from this zone onwards for the Malaysians. Azrif Fadli moving forward with Savindran. This time he takes the challenge. The referee was not more than 10 yards away from Hafiz Abu Sujan. You saw that straight away. Blew the whistle for the foul. Irfan lost it. Great work once again by Sahil Suhaimi. Unfortunate though, not the best of touches from Faris Ramli. Malaysians have been very good in 3rd and 4th placing matches throughout the years. In fact, they've lost only once in 7 3rd and 4th placing matches. That came way back in 1965 against South Vietnam, as it was then known. Need some magical dust to appear on the pitch and thrown at them from here on. They're going to come back in this game. Zubir, did it come off the Malaysian? The answer is yes. And once again, great work by Gabriel Kwok. Well, let's give credit where it's due. It was the birthday boys run, wasn't it? That started it all off. He beat Zubir, couldn't get past Fadli, and then a corner was won by Harriss Harun, and the next thing you know, it was swung in, and Hariss himself getting at the end of it for the first of his 2 goals in this match. Zubir getting the call that Gabriel wasn't close enough on him. Savindran keeping it in play. Irfan has got to go back to Zubir. They work themselves out of the cul-de-sac very well. Safwan's got to watch, it's the 3rd time the referees pulled him up for one of these obstruction fouls already. Fadli Mohammad Shah's playing in his 3rd and final SEA Games. Was part of that Suzuki Cup squad, which crashed out to Singapore by 3-0. Hariss, who challenged him for the ball, was also part of the first 11 that night. Here he is setting up Shakir Hamza. Almost tackled himself. Might have got a yellow card for that. It was that spectacular. Sort his feet out fast enough. Gabriel, no, that's not the right ball. He had to hold it up and wait for the run of Farid Hamid. Moved forward in time for that, and now Thamil Arasu trying to run behind the centre backs. He couldn't get the better of it. The curl of the shot is one Mahmoud just clawing it away from Savindran. Well, the right winger then, Azriv, wanted the ball because he was free with Shakir Hamza committed. You look at the right winger for the Malaysians as he took that shot. In the end, no fault of his. It was arrowing on goal. It's not the number 9 there, but Azriv Nazrul Haq, who was on the outside waiting to sprint into the penalty box with any sort of a pass played in front of him. Good work by Izwan. Now that's what he's really good at. Those clawing, flying saves. Now we need to see the authoritative Izwan coming out of his box. If he's needed from here, the answer is he's not needed at all, because Shahrul Mohammad Saad just couldn't keep his header down. Jump a little too soon from the corner from Nazmi. Ruben. Studs were up by Hafiz. It wasn't Faris Ramli who was called up for the foul. It was from behind, and I think it'll be the first yellow card for Singapore number 8, Hafiz Abu Sujad. Nazmi Faiz, the receiving end of that very crude challenge. Safwan, king of the air yet again. Now it's going to be a free kick. It's easy to say needlessly given away, but he'd already sold himself and stuck his boot out against Savindran Farid's. Couldn't pull it back in time. Now Singapore have got to watch from this. Savindran's already taken a free kick which he put woefully wide, and he's put a shot on target against Izwan Mahmud, which was clawed away by the Singapore custodian. Let's see what he can do from this. As usual, Fadli Mohammad Shahs and Shahrul Mohammad Saad has come in to join in the attack. They are the 2 big men along with the diminutive centre midfielders who are trying to pick up on scraps in case any of the balls come out. Second chances, which the Thais won a lot against Singapore the other night. Can the Malaysians come right back into this game? It's on target. It's straight at Izwan Mahmud though. Good, confident goalkeeping this time. He did steal a few yards to anticipate the ball coming straight down his throat, and it did. Best of touches from Sahil, and that's where he's got to learn, because he has that opportunity to take that extra touch before releasing the ball. Sometimes just one touch passes ain't gonna be working. Comes off the scorer of the 2 goals of this match so far, Harriss Harun, as we approach the halfway mark of this first half, in Singapore looking comfortable, leading by 2-0. Between him and Shakir, they sorted themselves out. Communication wise, they were spot on. getting at the end of it yet again. And Shahrul Mohammad Saad comes away with the ball. Shakir strong defensively. Ruben picking it up for the Malaysians. Farid's committed himself. Ruben's continued his run. Yet again crowded out by a very tight Singapore backline, which has forced the Malaysians to go backwards to build things up. Savindran. Nazmi getting the ball back from Fadli. Wants some movement off the ball. Finally has it in the form of his PK and his teammate Azrul Nazrul Haq. He's not going to get at the end of it. So it's good so far from Singapore at the back, keeping their shape, the organization, the communication is good. Just need some bit of hard work to come through from the left peggers in defensive midfield. Zulfami and Hafiz Abu Sujad should be more jealous in the way they guard the defensive four. Shahrul. Ball just creeping away from Thamil Arasu, who did score a goal against Singapore in the Merdeka Cup tournament, which happened to be the only goal of the match, and is one of 7 players in this squad who retained from the 2011 side. As I said, a lot of the 2011 side were supposed to play in this. Just couldn't recover in time from their injuries. Wanzak, Gary Robart, Fandi Osman. Nick Shahrul was the latest to go down with a knee injury before the start of the tournament, and Junior Edstal. Great work by Faris Ramli. Just the confidence to kill that ball and turn his opponent. Well, he is a tricky customer, isn't he, Faris, and just needs that shot of confidence at times to provide those inspirational, mazy runs. Gabriel. Savindran, can he get away from Safwan? Somehow he finds his way through to Nazmi. Yet again, they look very impressive working the ball through and just get out of sorts by the time they reach this area. Impregnable it has been so far, the Singapore defense. The 3 goals that they've conceded in this tournament have all come from set pieces. A free kick against Laos in the opening game, the free kick which they conceded against Malaysia, both late on, and then the penalty against the Thais in the first half. Safwan. Great muscular play from the centre back. Vulnerable, and selling it away to Azrul. How about that cover then? That's the reason why you put those 2 in front of your defenders. It's especially to protect the fullbacks more than anything else. And Hafiz Abu Sujad, having played at left fullback before in this tournament, just came right across, knowing that Shakir Hamza had been beaten by Azrif, preventing the cross from coming in. Once again, ball in the air, won by a player in red. Azrif. Sahil. Disappointing from him, both of those players. One of 6 who will be eligible for the next SEA Games, the likes of Anumandan, Faris Ramli, Shafiq Ghani, Iqbal, Shazwan Wari, and Abdul Rahman, also part of that list. Trying to open up the Singapore defence. Well, he's learned his lesson, hasn't he? Here's one Mahmood. In that tie game, he was very slow coming off his lines, but that time, no. Well, I don't see anything wrong with that, to be fair. Thamil Arasu is very unfortunate. He wasn't pushing the goalkeeper. Anything else, he's got every right to try to nick the ball away from the goalkeeper. It wasn't Thamil Arasu who did it. Here's Ahmad Hazwan. Now they wish that he hasn't dried up his goals with that 3 against Laos, the Malaysians now. But they have quality coming off the bench, the likes of Isak, Faris and Rozaimi Abdul Rahman. Zul to Farid. This is where Farid Hamid is very good at. France national coach Bernd Stanger actually claimed Singapore needed more of that sort of player when he first joined, a bombing fullback. Farid Hamid does love to go forward. The moment we've seen him, it was T. Parkmanathan who actually turned him from a winger into a right fullback in 2009 when he first played at the SEA Games. He's earned a free kick to Singapore now. The half-hour mark, hoping to extend on their lead. Malaysians do a much better job crowding them out in defence. Now, the counter-attack is on. Savindran versus Farid, who kept up with him stride for stride. Movement of the ball has been okay for the Malaysians. It's just that they don't get enough support up front whenever someone like Hazwan has an opportunity to step on the ball. You just need the likes of this man on the ball, Nazmi and Azrif. Just burst their lungs a lot more and try to get into the penalty box whenever Hazwan has that opportunity and holds up play. There we go. Once again, once it gets up there, penetrative pass has been missing so far. Almost was a good pass from Irfan. Sahil, great work from him. Hafiz, back to Sahil again. Yet again, that first time pass was well read. I'll decide to go far away from goal on a pitch that's been taken a beating after 5 football days here at the Zayatiri Stadium. Ahmad Hazwan have taken a special effort to beat this boy. Hariss, was that a foul? He wanted that call from the referee, and if anything else, might have been guilty of backing into his opponent in Sharul Mohammad Saad. So referee good enough to allow that to play on. Malaysians got control of the ball with Irfan. Need to see more of the captain now, Irfan. It's all good with him helping the back line and defending. When you need him moving forward. Oh, well. Was there an arm that was flung on Ruben by Shakir Hamza? The battle of the number 2s goes the way of the Singaporean. The assistant referee is called the referee and said he saw nothing. We did see a fling of the arm then. Ruben wasn't too happy. Let's have a look here. Oh, well, he's a lucky boy, Shakir. I know Ruben was grabbing onto him, but there's no excuse for flinging that. And the assistant referee, probably a parent's zone, and saying if someone lays hands on you, probably can do that. But the law of the game is that that should have been a yellow card if it was spotted. Singapore will be happy if they continue to allow the Malaysians to sneak up on throws down this right-hand side. Hazwan couldn't control it. It's going to be a free kick as he tried to haul Safwan Baroudin back. He's been left frustrated by the 2 Singapore centre-backs, Afiq and Safwan. To turn past them, we can turn Afiq, but Safwan will be running back by then. The chemistry between the 2 has been good, built on their experience over the past 3 SEA Games. put it in play. As you can see, you see the distance there between Harriss Harun and Sahil Suhaimi. This is much better, and what we were missing in the game against Thailand, where I just felt that Sahil Suhaimi was playing too far up front, away from the support that was needed to come with him. The strikers weren't playing close enough together in that match against Thailand to create anything, and even when Safwan Barudin went up front in that match, nothing came out of it. Much better in the opening half here as Hariss. There we go, close beside Sahil yet again. He's got the option of switching it wide, and he takes it up in the form of Hariss Ramli. Two players in the box already waiting for any sort of a cutback, and Harriss Harun almost getting at the end of it. Gabriel Kwok trying to look for his birthday present with a goal. Couldn't get it through though. It peters out as the Malaysians clear it. But if Hariss had just gambled and moved a couple of inches to his right, that might have been the hat-trick. The referee deemed that nasty enough, I believe, to dish out a yellow card. Ruben onto the wanted list of the Myanmarese. And that was good play by Hariss Ramli in the penalty box. There we have a look. No, we are looking at the foul situation again. I don't know whether that warranted a yellow card. He did go for the ball. It was a desperate lunge more than a malicious one. 10 minutes remain of this first half. Singapore lead by 2-0. Scored in the space of 2 minutes by their captain, Harriss Harun. Okay, what's going to happen here? We did see a skirmish. Safwan Barudin wasn't too happy with the treatment given to him by Thamil Arasu. The assistant referee's got himself involved. He said he saw it very clearly, and he's pointed at Safwan. The referee's already warned him on a couple of occasions when he's checked the Malaysian, and he's got a yellow card. There were these niggly affairs, wasn't it, whenever Singapore... Thamil Arasu now, a lucky boy. He claimed that Safwan swung it first, but he did swing it back too. So the Malaysian, if you're going to book Safwan, the Malaysian deserves to be booked as well. Saravindran wormed his way around beautifully. Sujat claiming he got contact of the ball. The referee is losing control of this match. Thamil Arasu did fling himself after taking that shot. Let's have a look at that again. Oh, it was a tackle from behind, so a free kick most likely and nothing more. They can't keep giving free kicks away in these situations. The Malaysians will start punishing them. The first one went way wide in the opening stages. Iswan's already had to make a very good save from Saravindran. Will it be another battle between Saravindran and Iswan Mahmud, or is someone else stepping up to the plate for this? Azwan, Thamil Arasu wanting to give it a go. Saravindran, as usual, not too far away from this free kick. So Savindran's stepped away from it now. Thamil Arasu is probably saying to Hazwan, look, I created this, so let me try to finish this off. He's got his own personal battle over the last 2 minutes against the Singaporeans, so this will be sweeter for him if he does manage to puncture the Singapore wall and the back of the net. It will be Thamil Arasu. That's dragged poorly wide. Just as bad as that free kick from Saravindran in the 3rd minute of play, this one. Look at it, he dragged it way wide. Look at that. Hariss losing out. Zakir. Hafiz. Now he's got to watch with his tackles. He's already on a yellow card. Malaysians are inviting the Singaporeans to bite with their tackles. Too far away from him to know that any sort of a second ball will be his. Thamil flap in the opening stages allowed Harriss Harun to score that opening goal. And crash and burn moment for the Malaysians in a space of 2 minutes. All the way back to Fadli. It's way too long for Sarvindran. Will be a throw to Singapore, looking comfortable now with their lead. Oh, he had to reach, didn't he? Just inches away from allowing Faris Ramli a free rein and run onto the Malaysian goal. Sahil's got to stay out of this. Azrif and the Malaysians are losing their heads here, which is suits Singapore just fine, but they have to stay out of it. Is that another yellow card for a young lion? It might be from the Myanmarese referee. He's enthusiastic, he wants the ball badly. Well, it's a normal challenge trying to get to the ball. It's just that Asrif made the most out of it. And so the actions of the Malaysians actually got Sahil booked by the referee more than anything else. Sarvindran, Thamil Arasu, back to Sarvindran. Oh, superb defending by Safwan. Faris Ramli, great work from him, into space for the speedy Sahil. Now waiting for support to come forward. Sahil, spectacularly deflected away by Ruben. Farid kept alive by the Malaysians in the form of Hazwan, Afiq Yunos. Faris, surely the ball's gone out of play. Referee signal play on. Hafiz Abu Sujat winning the battle in midfield. It's 50-50. And somehow the balls and the decisions given the way of the Malaysians for that one. This is where Harriss Harun's got to step in a little bit and tell his charges, being the captain of the squad, just calm yourself down a little bit, let them get overheated, it's fine, keep our machinery in order. Once again, straight into the arms of goalkeeper Iswan Mahbub. Except for that shot from Sarvindran, he hasn't been troubled much with those efforts. Zubair Azmi, the latest, to hit it right through, straight at him. Did well to stay out of trouble, stay away from any sort of situation that might require him to use his arms. Zul, good work from Zul. The moment he trapped the ball, you could see he had his head up straight away, looking for his options, looking for any sort of a run. The option out wide is Gabriel Kwok yet again. Farid as usual, marauding down the right hand side. 3 players in the box waiting for any sort of a cross. Harriss Harun is getting at the end of it, trying for his hat-trick. That time deflected away. The Malaysians taking no chances at all by flicking out for another corner. And the Singaporeans started this first half with a goal from a corner situation. Ken Aidi Iskandar's men end this half the same way, with Harriss Harun in the box, Safwan Baroudin there as well, joined by Shakir Hamza now, who's just gone in. Afiq Yunus, who got a goal against the Malaysians in their opening group match, just moving into the box. Zulfami, the deliverer. This time it's met by the defender Safwan. Ooh, that wasn't very far away, was it? No one challenged him, and you know Safwan's gonna climb. That's another superb leap by Air Safwan, and it wasn't far away. Look how much height he gets into it. It was put up in the air and no one challenged him at all. Amazing. Climbed higher than the ERP charges in Singapore just to get to the end of it, and he almost got it on target as well. Another one from him. Oh, we're gonna miss him in SEA Games competition, that's for sure. Playing in his final SEA Games. It's those headers, bar none. Farid's just losing out to Savindran. Farid's got a watch. Good work from the right fullback. First thing you do is not to commit yourself and go sliding in, but to make sure that your positioning is there to prevent the angle of the cross. It's exactly what he did in the last minute of play. The last thing you want to do is to concede round about this time. The Malaysians with their fourth corner of the night. Irfan given a lot of room to swing across in, which goes low, that time from Azrul. Ruben's got to go all the way back, and I tell you what, if Sahil just gambled and believed in himself a little bit more, then he would have gotten to the end of the ball ahead of Izam. Hariss, poor touch from him. Who's there again? Yep. You can say it. Air Safwan. A lot of it, the 3 minutes added on due to that early treatment to Izam Tarmizi, the Malaysian goalkeeper.
There will be 3 minutes of added time.
Is Ruben going to launch one into the penalty box? We know that Zubair can do it. He's got it just above the head of Faris, and that's very composed defending, isn't it, from Afiq Yunus. Knew exactly what he was going to do, knew the space around him, the awareness was superb from him, just headed it into space and just cleared it. Came up for Malaysian for a goal kick now. See this out, 2-0, it's a very good scoreline to take into the dressing room, and then talks from ID Iskandar, I'm sure, will rally around, focus around the topic of making sure concentration is kept in the second half and to prepare them for Malaysian onslaught. ID's got to remind his boys to keep it very tight, especially in the opening minutes of the second half, and expect the Malaysians to come charging at them. Sahil winning the race yet again. That's going to be a free kick, surely. Well, he got at the end of the ball first, just ahead of Fadli, took the contact. Referee says no, the Malaysians get away with it. They built with Irfan. And here's Ruben. Once he put it in the air, he's putting it right into the head and hands of Afiq Yunus and Safwan Baroudin. Not a good pass that was from Safwan. After Sujad to close on his marker. And yet again they give the Malaysians a free kick in a set-piece situation. So they haven't been punished yet. 13 fouls given away, a lot of them just outside your penalty box. Karma, it might come back to haunt you. elbow flung. That's an elbow flung by Ruben. Referee didn't see it. They've allowed him to play on. That's not going to be a penalty. He went down way too easily. Has one. But yet again, the referee didn't see the elbow that's being flung by Ruben. It was very obvious right in front of us. There we go. Let's have a look at that. It's twice already the Malaysian right back has gotten away with it. The last battle between these two teams left a sour taste. And it was a sour aftertaste between the coaches too. And this one has started out in the first 45 minutes the same way, with a lot of niggly fouls, a lot of off-the-ball skirmishes, which the referee has controlled to a certain extent. And there are times in this match where he's lost it. He's just been told by the fourth official of that, and he says, look, I know it, and I'm going to keep a close watch on it, but he won't have much time to watch anymore in this first half, because this probably is the last kick of that half. It is indeed. Iswan Mahmud giving it to Harriss Harun, and it's only apt that he gets the last touch of the ball and gets the ball to give it to the referee at half-time, because it is his two goals that separate these two sides. 2-0 Singapore lead. Harriss Harun getting both those goals.
Singapore နိုင်ငံမှာ2 goal Malaysia နိုင်ငံမှာ9ရရှိမှုမရှိသေးပါဘူးခင်ဗျာကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ခင်ဗျာ
Welcome back to the Isaiah Tiri Stadium in one of the hotter days of the last few weeks here in Naypidaw, around about the 20 degrees Celsius mark as the teams prepare to come out for the second half. Singapore leading by 2-0 as we wait for the teams to reappear. Let's have a look at those 2 goals. To be fair, the Malaysians actually had the better of the exchanges in the opening 12 minutes. That's until their goalkeeper Izam Tarmizi decided to play Secret Santa with his future Johor teammate Harriss Harun and presented him with a nice little present over there. Flapping on the ball, Harriss Harun says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Thank you very much." 1-0 to Singapore. And that came after some pressure the Malaysians had put on in the Singapore penalty area in the opening exchanges. It was the first run that Gabriel had made, and then straight away after that, within the space of a minute, Harriss Harun bursted himself into the penalty box, receiving and getting at the end of that cross from Sahil Suhaimi. Once again, hard work from Sahil Suhaimi, the top goal scorer of this tournament, turning creator, putting it on a plate for Hariss, who now joins him on 3 goals and looking for his hat-trick. 2-0 Singapore lead, and from here on, it was in a perfect situation for the Young Lions because they've been known to be defensively stubborn and stout, and the stingiest team heading into the semi-finals as far as goals conceded were concerned. Now will need to face a Malaysian onslaught. I'm sure Ong Kim Swee will be telling his charges, say, "Hey guys, when you go in the second half, go at them, go at their throats from the opening minutes." And the Singaporeans have to watch this. The referee has allowed a couple of the Malaysians to escape with some flailing elbows in the first half already, flailing arms, especially K. Ruben. Down the right hand side, there we go, and this is what he's told, K. Ruben, because K. Ruben had that flailing arm on Faris Ramli at the end of the first half. The 4th official actually came to the referee and told him all about it, and he says, "I know it and I'll talk to him." He didn't get a chance to talk to him, but he's saying now, "Here's your last chance. I don't want to see your hands coming up again." And K. Ruben really has to watch. Faris Ramli's had a superb game against him down that left-hand side. A couple of times he's turned K. Ruben inside and out and delivered balls behind Ruben for Sahil Suhaimi to run onto. And the ATM fullback, ever since the 15-minute mark, has been in a state of confusion. At times, I'm sure he doesn't even know the difference between Sheffield Wednesday and Good Friday. That's how bad it was for him in the last 30 minutes of that first half. But there's no excuse to be putting up your arms. And he's done it twice and gotten away with it. But one last chance. Well, he needs to use those gloves and hands of his in the second half. I'm sure the Malaysians will come strong. And Singapore need to be strong at the back. Maybe even snatch a goal moving forward. The Young Lions with 45 minutes remaining to claim their 3rd bronze medal since this tournament's been turned into an under-23 event in 2001. Since it has been turned into an under-23 event, Singapore have never lost a 3rd and 4th placing match. And the way it goes, it might be headed for their 3rd victory against the Malaysians, unless Harimau Muda can come up with something spectacular in this second half. Straight away they launch it behind the Singapore defenders and force Farid Hamid to make a hurried clearance. Sarvendran couldn't get the better of Farid. At which point in time do you think the Malaysians will bring on Rozaimi, who's come on in this tournament to devastating effect twice already by getting 2 goals, both from his cultured left peg. And Aidi will remind his players to defend all the way through. Last 5 minutes they conceded against Laos, and then they conceded 2 minutes before time against the Malaysians. We've got the cushion of the 2 goals, which matches their highest scoring game in this tournament. They got that against Brunei as well, winning by 2-0. Sahil Suhaimi, well, certainly has had Indra Shadan look about him. He works harder than Indra, just needs to really cultivate the finishing prowess which Indra was so famed with. Sharul, ball's taken away from Azri. It's going to come off Malaysian for a throw to Singapore. Once again, great work on Faris Ramli. Shakir had the luxury of a touch and look up. Played a very straight pass all the way down to Ijam Tarmizi. Afik Yunus winning another one in the air. Hariss will get after this. Hariss will win it from Irfan. Into the channel once again for Sahil. Much better defending by Sharul. There's nothing more than 5 yards away from him. Shakir is going to shepherd this out of play for a throw to Singapore. Dato Ong still resisting, bringing Rozaimi on, and remember Singapore have got Shafiq Ghani on the bench in his second SEA Games. Hasn't really shown yet. Maybe as an impact sub, he just might. Gabriel Kwok failing to nick the ball away from Irfan. Rather, that was Nazmi who just got a toe in front of the flying GQ winger from Singapore. Hariss. Nazmi does well against Zulfami. Zubir. It's much better play now. There's room for the Malaysians. Afik and Safwan both committed. It's dragged it back to the far post, but everyone was inside the penalty box. Just two of them waiting for any sort of a cross or pullback. But for once, Afik and Safwan had been committed to one player, and there was space opening up. Good work by Shakir to tuck inside to help out his central defenders. Azrif. Thamil Arasu waiting for any sort of a cross to be put inside. It's disappointing though, way too close to Izwan Mahmud. It's a strange goal kick by Izwan. I don't know whether he meant it. Zul yet again robbed of possession. It's a sort of situation where you've got three on you, you just needed to play that pass straight away. Reading of Safwan as usual, impeccable. Stepped inside at the opportune time, and now there's space opening up for Farid, building it slow. Hafiz. State of confusion, nice little nutmeg to get away with it. Surely that's going to be a free kick. A tuck back on Hafiz by Nazmi Faiz. There's Fadli tied to prevent the Singaporeans from charging into his own half. 5 minutes played in the second half, and this is the sort of start that Singapore would have wanted in the second. So to be comfortable and allow the Malaysians to come at them and not penetrate their back line. Zul, good ball. Hariss, Gabriel Kwok wants it on his left foot. He's going to cut it back, I'm sure. Cross is finally delivered. K. Ruben, one of the most unorthodox of clearances, going out for a throw to Singapore. Well, he knew he was going to cut it on his left-hand side. The big question was whether he's going to dink one in or maybe take a shot at goal. Now here he is, taking the place of Azrif Nazrul Haq. It will be Rozaimi Abdul Rahman, top scorer of the under-22 qualifying competition last December. 10 goals in 5 matches, already 2 in this tournament, including a peach of a free kick against Singapore for the equaliser. Hariss, happy I'm sure to get this corner kick. Gabriel, chance to take a shot. Gabriel, great work by Gabriel Kwok, superb save. That's magnificent save from Izam to make up for that flap in the first half. Silky skills from Gabriel. There wasn't an end product to it. Sahil just robbed off the ball by Sharul, just as the midfielders were showing some interest in coming forward and supporting him. Sarvendran. Nazmi Good work that time by Afik. He came off his hand unintentionally. Thamil Arasu has been feeding on scraps and has cut a frustrated figure up front alongside Ahmad Hazwan, who touches the ball onto Thamil. And Nazmi. The first touch for Rozaimi. Shakir's got to watch very closely now. It's going to be a throw to the Malaysians. Will it be Zubair Azmi who will be coming out from his left back slot to take this one? No, it's going to be K. Ruben. Well, the new Johor Darul Taksim goalkeepers kept them in this game. Can they take advantage of this from the latest corner situation, which is their 5th in this match? Zaimi's decided not to take the corner. He wants to be in amongst the goals and in amongst the action in the penalty box. It will be Nazmi Faiz once again who takes this. Good boxing out by the Singapore players. Oh, it came off Thamil Arasu, and if that ball had just sat down in front of him, that would have been a lash, and it would have been 2-1. Just for a while, the Singaporean defenders switched off and didn't defend the second ball. This time though, Afik Yunus rose highest. Gabriel Kwak wins it back. It's a trip. If Gabriel had gone down, that might have been a yellow card to Savindran, and instead he plays on. Here's Hariss Ramli, just a player in the penalty box, the rest side by side with him, including Gabriel Kwak. Harriss Harun is there saying, pull it back to me, I want my hat-trick, but Gabriel decides to go for goal. And back they come. Finally, some end-to-end stuff in this match. Good effort. Flying save from Izwan Mahmud. Azwan it was. Just a little sniff, probably was going wide, but Izwan took no chances. Hariss happy to go all the way back to Hafiz. Hariss Harun still chasing after those balls. Gabriel Kwak probably has the 2 best chances of this half so far. Farid has lost out on this. It'll be a free kick, I'm sure, to Malaysia if this doesn't go out. No, the referee doesn't hold play back. It's going to go out for a goal kick to Singapore. Just that sniff of an opportunity for Thamil Arasu. Try to bring Malaysia back into this game, and then all of a sudden at the other end, Gabriel Kwak with an option to release Hariss Harun, charging in from behind him, decided to go for goal instead. Fortuitously, it bounces off Gabriel's back to Hariss. Happy enough to get that ricochet. And the throw. Seeking his first hat-trick since last year. The last time he scored a hat-trick was against a Malaysian state. Sarawak, I believe it was, 9-0. They won that match. Here is Hariss. For once, Sahil wasn't moving alongside him. Here is Sahil. Just bullied off the ball. Oh, he's done superbly well. It's not going to be cowed, you know, this youngster. Such an exciting talent he is, Sahil Sohaimi. Just when he was brushed off the ball by Zubair, he comes right back. Hariss. Sahil has kept himself onside, barely. Just couldn't get at the end of that pass from Hariss. Good work from Zulfami. Made up a lot of ground in trying to charge down and prevent the pass coming out from Nazmi. Does make room for it. Switch from Rozaimi. Sarvindran. Oh, he's done that. Hariss. Cross was disappointing yet again. Zubir. Ruben. Worming his way through. Trying to toe poke the ball from way outside. Thamil Arasu. Much better play from Iswan Mahbub. That's what we didn't see in that game against Thailand. He's already shown it about 3 times tonight, Iswan. Not afraid to come charging off his line to claim those loose balls and those loopy balls in the air. Sahil. Zul. Gave the defenders a look then. Tried to cheat that situation. That no-look pass just falls nicely into the hands of the Malaysians as they launch another attack, an onslaught into the Singapore defensive third, and yet again that penetrative pass is found wanting. Nothing incisive moving forward, the Malaysians. This must be very frustrating for Ong Kim Sui. It's going to be a free kick for K. Ruben and the Malaysians. Well, they need their captain Irfan Faisal to get more involved in this game. And this boy on the ball, Nazmi. Here is Irfan, the two of them trying to combine for something special here. Great work that was from Afiq Yunus. Lost out of the early header, and just came storming right back. It's the sort of tournament that he's had. Here is Faris Ramli. Easily cut out by Sharul. Here's Irfan. Here is the captain yet again. As I said, he needs to be chief of surgery now, because if he doesn't start carving open the Singapore defense with his eviscerating passes, it's not going to do any good. Comes storming in, Irfan. Another free kick given away. Well, Hazwan fell, the referee bought it. Hafiz Sujad and Farid Hamid, who's going to be given a yellow card for this. Is this? He was nowhere near him. Oh well. A yellow card for an invisible foul and a free kick given away. In a dangerous position. Nazmi Faiz going to take this. I'm sure if it was on the other side, Nazmi would have fancied this. It's a high line from the Singapore defense, confident that the goalkeeper will come and claim. Well, it was way too close to him. It was his ball all the way through. Sahil, side by side now with Faris Ramli. Taken away from him. Probably the first mistake from Faris Ramli, taking the wrong option instead of going further wide, decided to cut inside. That's the problem you have if you have inverted forwards. They're always looking to cut into their favorite foot instead of going further wide. Afiq Yunus, what a commander he has been. And that time, fortune favors Hariss. He got the referee's decision ahead of Fadli Mohammad Shah's and Sharul Mohammad Saad, both of whom came too close into the Singapore captain. Gabriel Kwak took that one down superbly well. Still Gabriel. Hafiz Abu Sujalo came off the crossbar. That would have been a screamer of a goal. I tell you what, that was a shot, a stinging shot from Hafiz Abu Sujad. We know he's capable of that. Look at it, coming back off from him, took it first time. That will scare your children. That's the kind of shot that was. And the crossbar still shakes till now because it almost rattled the Malaysian keeper and everybody else inside here. A stinging effort, unfortunate. Singapore should have been 3 up. Once again, the control, immense, impeccable from Gabriel Hariss. Kept out from his goalkeeper's clasp by Fadli Mohammad Shahs. Gabriel, chance to swing the cross in early, just lacking in elevation. Once again tries to switch play and hit this right hand side now. So too often in the first half they went down the left, and Hariss Ramli, because of that, opened up a lot more for Gabriel. Now how about that for a bit of control by Hariss, but yet again he cuts inside. Sahil took the contact, the referee says get up. It was way too cheap anyway, he had lost possession of the ball. Gabriel though wins it right back. It's too crowded at the moment. Gabriel tries to open it up, but there is no one there except for Hariss. Crossfield ball. It's worked for a couple of times for Afiq Yunus, not that time though. As Sivanesan is the latest to come on in place of Irfan Faisal, who's had probably his quietest match for the under-23s as I've ever seen. It's been rendered ineffective by the midfield combination of Hafiz Sujad and Zulfami. Sivanesan will be turning 23 in 6 days' time. Plays for Negri Sembilan and scored 5 goals in the Malaysia Cup campaign, including a hat-trick against Pahang. And maybe that's the reason why, with goals in Sivanesan, Hong Kim Swees decided to take that opportunity now to introduce him early on. Try to do something against what has been at the moment a very tight, impregnable Singapore defence. Just behind Hariss Ramli. Afiq Yunus, happy to go back to Izwan. Allow the Malaysians to chase. One of Izwan's poorer goal kick we've seen from him. Space opening up for Hariss Ramli. Quickly closed down by Rozaimi. Hafiz Abu Sujad, who should really have scored one of the goals of the tournament with that strike. Fadli winning it against Hariss. Gabriel winning the second ball. Still Gabriel Kwak. Dancing himself through. Just the finish not there. It's already a couple of times where he's walked and waltzed through this Malaysian defence without any sort of a challenge that's being thrown onto him. The first one which was well saved by the goalkeeper. This one was way off target though. Thamil Arasu. Sivanesan, his first touch of the ball to feed Rozaimi. Oh, don't give away a free kick there. This is where Rozaimi's eyes will light up and say, okay, give it to me, there you go. He wants it straight away. Surprisingly, he's walking away from it. Hauled right back by Shakir Hamza, and then the stomp on the foot by Afiq Yunus. It will be Rozaimi. He's not walking away from that situation. He wants this free kick, and the measure of respect given to this left peg of Rozaimi is that Izwan Mahmud, despite the angle of the free kick, has put 5 in the wall. He took a free kick against Singapore in exactly this area and hit the side netting before scoring from a more central zone, the equalizer in that first game. Rozaimi, this time straight at the wall. K. Ruben Poor control from him. Harriss Harun comes away with it. The break is on and it's Faris. Sahil Suhaimi is in the penalty box. Oh, not the right pass from Faris Ramli. It's unfortunate. A 2-on-1 break. And Zubair Azmi would claim that he read it perfectly, but Faris Ramli, with that inexperienced pass, needed to play it in front of the defender and not behind him. Shot coming through in the end, which is a very poor one from Sharul Mohammad Saad, who stayed up while his fullbacks were defending the latest Singapore counter-attack. Minutes to bronze for the Young Lions. Oh, it's broken clear. Thamil Arasu is onside. He scored. Well, the Singapore defense, which has been titanium so far, suddenly broke down. And Afiq Yunus, unfortunately,
goal for
couldn't
Malaysia
nick it off in
by
time
player
in the
number
air.
9.
There we go. That was the
Thamil
challenge that
Arasu.
put him off from Rozaimi. Thamil Arasu's first touch wasn't the most convincing, but his finish certainly was. And the Malaysians are right back in this. For once, Shakir Hamza wasn't close by and tucking in. And Safwan Barudin had gone forward. Will Singapore now rule their missed chances? Gabriel Kwok's effort saved by Izam. Hafiz Sujat's effort rocking off the crossbar. And Faris Ramli's breakaway, where he could have easily played Sahil Suhaimi, instead is playing it off the Malaysian defender. Zulfami. Oh, it's a cross-come shot, but there was nothing at all in the end. It's a disappointing effort from him. Much better header that time from Afiq. Zubair claiming another ball. Sarvendran. Now the lines, this one will be marshalled out, I'm sure, by Safwan Barudin. Wanted the run to be made earlier, then decided to put his hand up and say, can blame it on me. Really, the Young Lions shouldn't have been even put in this nervous situation now. Once again, they escaped the head. Hazwan chases after this. Safwan winning it in the air twice. Oh, absolutely brilliant defending from Safwan Barudin. Now you know why he's considered to be one of the best central defenders in this region. Some even say the best. The crowd slowly creeping in, a lot of them Thai supporters for the grand final. It was packed yesterday when the Myanmar women played in the 3rd and 4th placing match. The referee says no foul yet again. Back they come, the Malaysians. Harriss Harun has been playing a lot up front, almost in the Malaysian half throughout this match. Might be needed more defensively now as the Malaysians try to seek this equalizer. Hazwan. Ball came off him. The treatment needed here. I think it was a roll off the ankle. It was the pitch actually did him in. This will be a worry for Team Singapore if Safwan Barudin doesn't get up from this, because he's been immense in his back so far. It wasn't that situation, was it? He tried to defend Hazwan and prevented him from moving forward, and it looks like a roll of the ankle more than anything else. Nazrul Nazari being warmed up and asked to do a job now from Aidi Iskandar. And who is he going to replace? It might be Gabriel Kwak, only because he is not fully fit. Minutes left of this match. It's a sight that no one in Singapore will want to see. Madhu Mohana is on the bench, ready to come on if he's needed. We even have Shakir Hamza tucking into the centre-back slot as well from left full-back, with Hafiz Sujat going to the left-back slot. And then maybe bringing on Izdin or Shafiq Ghani, with Hariss coming back and supporting the defence. Hariss himself can play in that centre-back position, which we've seen through the years, but the best option, of course, is for Safwan to get right back up his feet and make sure that he's okay again. I remember in the last SEA Games, he actually rolled the ankle earlier on against Indonesia, was forced to play the rest of the first half, and then went off with a bad injury, which ended his last SEA Games campaign. He wouldn't want to end it the same way here, especially with the bronze medal in sight. Gabriel. Great hard work by Gabriel Kwak. Sahil. Still Sahil Suhaimi. Played off the defender perhaps. Oh, good boy. Beautiful, beautiful boy. Just got it off Sarvindran. It's a reprieve. It's a corner. Although I don't think they'll sacrifice Safwan Barudin in moving forward for this. I don't think Safwan's even back on the pitch yet. He's dropped one already, but made a splendid save to deny Gabriel Kwak. There we go. Yeah, he is back in, Safwan. Scored 2 in the 2009 competition. He's gone to the far post. Safwan is there. You can tell that his ankle's hurting a little bit because he didn't even attempt to jump on that. Hafiz cleaning up. Ball hit right back in, but straight at a Malaysian. They claim handball, and here's the counter-attack which they have to prevent. He's kept onside, but Izwan Mahbud does a good cleaning up job. Nazmi. Zubir. How important his intervention just 2 minutes before the Malaysians got that goal back. Safwan Barudin, he might be hurt, but he's not defeated. The way that he lunges at the ball just ahead of Hazwan. Sharul Muhammad Saad. No one closing down on him. Finally Harriss Harun comes. Thamil Arasu plays it out to Rozaimi. It will be cleared, but I don't think anyone's up front there chasing after this. Well, he's allowed the ball to bounce, and Sahil Suhaimi just suddenly sniffed it. Oh, if Harriss Harun had just kept up at that time with Sharul Muhammad Saad, might have put the Malaysian defence into a whole mix-up altogether. Sarvindran. Still Sarvindran. Cross comes in. It has to be defended. It was Shakir Hamza. Rozaimi wasn't nearby, but he was taking no chances heading it out. They've got to watch right now. The shape has to be there. And they have to stay as stout as they've been throughout this tournament in denying any sort of movement in the penalty box by the Malaysian players. A disappointing corner. Chance for Gabriel to hold this up now. On the counter-attack, here is the right full-back, Faritz. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. That is a very good ball. What can Sahil Suhaimi do with this? He goes for goal. It might have been the better option to play in Faris Ramli. It's a striker's instinct, isn't it? Last touch of Harriss Harun. Malaysia, who've scored in every game in this tournament, trying to get another here, get it right back. Touch on for Sivanathan. Could see what he was trying to do. Just drop the ball into space behind Shakir and Afiq Yunus. Not the quickest of players. Rozaimi would have gotten at the end of it. Was, not delicate enough, that touch from him. Good work from Faris Ramli. ID's resisted the change so far. He was preparing Nazrul Nazari to come on until the injury to Safwan Baruddin, and decided to see how Safwan carries on at least for the next 10 minutes before he makes his substitution. Faris earning the free kick. Gabriel has controlled those balls deliciously. Safwan into space, chase that Sahil, he says, and Sahil will. Good work from Sahil Suhaimi. Industrious as always. And that's what you need from your frontman, especially if he's playing alone up there. Those situations where you know he's not the biggest of lads to win those headers and knock-ons, and use his imposing figure. He'll run it right across the channels, right across the lines, to make it difficult for the Malaysians whenever they've had possession of the ball. And Fadli Mohammad Shahs, who's a purebred Malaysian international, found it hard the hard way. Then that's going to be a free kick surely. Plus a push on behind, straight into the back of Sahil Suhaimi. They've not given it. It's Malaysian throw. The two Singapore wingers tonight, Faris and Gabriel, have been working extremely hard, closing down, helping out the fullbacks. Nazrul Nazari might have to do the same when he comes onto the pitch, which is pretty soon. 10 minutes remaining. Rozaimi, oh, great defending. Shakir Hamza read that situation, knew that Rozaimi was going to take it inside of him, didn't care if he was going to take it outside, because Afiq Yunus would get back to live another day. Stuck his leg out at the right time to prevent the Malaysian wonder boy from getting forward. Ruben, Thamil Arasu, Sarvindran. Oh, that's a great reverse pass, Thamil Arasu. Just that little shuffle and indecisiveness when using his less preferred left foot caused that missed situation. Even had the option to take it further down the byline before just hanging across up to the far post. And here is the substitution. It's Faris Ramli who is sacrificed instead of Gabriel Kwak. So Nazrul Nazari will take Faris's place, like for like they are. And if Nazrul just puts in the same shift that Faris has, especially in the first half, that should be sufficient enough to prevent K. Ruben from getting forward. More importantly, Rozaimi down that right-hand side
for Singapore
to cause any sort of damage. This is done to get fresh legs on to help out Shakir Hamza as much as possible. Gabriel, immaculate control yet again, winning another throw with 9 minutes remaining. 2-1 up. Those two goals in the space of a minute scored by Harriss Harun in the first half. Thamil Arasu getting a goal back from Malaysia. And in between those strikes, Hafiz striking the crossbar, Gabriel having the shot saved. Safwan telling them to move forward. It's not a bad ball that was floated for Sahil. He had just grown inches on his right boot, just taking the ball down. Now they have to watch here, the Singaporeans. As a lucky deflection of the Malaysians, it's going to be a goal kick. Hazwan thought that he was bearing down on goal then because it allowed the ball to bounce, and for the first time in this whole tournament was a little bit of uncertainty between Afiq Yunus and Safwan Barudin at the back. They've looked imperious so far. That situation then caused a bit of the alarm bells to be ringing. Hariss wins it in the air yet again. Here is Zulfami taking Harris's role while he helps out with the defensive midfielders. Sahil knows there's no one in the box. Swing any sort of a cross in. I'm sure he'll try to win the corner from this. He doesn't. Malaysians break away. I think treatment has to be dished out now for Harriss Harun. As I said, 7 of these players in the Young Lions squad will be eligible for the next SEA Games, but it's what they do from here on. The likes of Harriss Harun, Safwan Barudin, it's their final SEA Games. And the concentration needs to be done on the development of those players for those next SEA Games. The quality of opposition that they play against. No use sticking them in the reserve, the likes of Sahil Suhaimi. Strikers feed on confidence, and you need to get their confidence up. The understanding between Shafiq Ghani and Sahil Suhaimi needs to keep growing and developing for the next SEA Games. More strikers need to be given opportunities in the local leagues to come to the fore. It's all good and attractive to put the foreigners up front, especially in the S League. Local players need to be given that chance. The more they play, confidence builds, and when they come to a tournament like this, they will not be cowed. Ong Kim Swee knows all about it. The Malaysians had that spell, of course, where they allowed no foreigners into the Malaysian Super League, and how they profited after that with their SEA Games and Suzuki Cup wins. Golden generation, the likes of Nosharul, Idman Tamaha, Safi Saleh came about after playing games and scoring against quality opposition, especially on their travels. Malaysians usually, the SEA Games leading up to it, they start 2 years beforehand. Oh, he's hauled back, was he? Once again, Sahil Suhaimi doesn't get into the good books of the referee. From here on, and the Malaysians have always been going to stints in Europe leading up to the SEA Games. Let's hope that Singaporeans would do likewise in preparation for 2015, where it's the new national stadium they'll be playing their games in. It'll be exciting for the likes of Shakir Hamza, who is still eligible for those games. Came off Zulfami. Shafiq Ghani will be thrown on for his final few minutes of these SEA Games. Siganesan, Zubair, 4 players in the box waiting for a cross to be dished out. It's not a bad follow-up through, straight into Rizwan Mahmud, positioning A1. A strike by Nazmi fires as clean as you can get the connection. But once again, great positioning. That gap between Hariss and Afiq was where Izwan decided to set up home, and it came right through that gap. From looking comfortable to hanging on, the Young Lions. 4 minutes left. It's managed to sneak itself through. The Malaysians, that's a very good cross. No one there though, taking that gamble and moving ahead of the defenders, and it's very good defensive work by Shakir Hamza not to even get a touch on that ball. He was keeping a very close watch on Rozaimi and where Rozaimi was positioned, so he knew he had the beating and had that step ahead of Rozaimi, and he held that position and allowed the ball to roll past him. Gabriel Kwok, the latest to be
Substitution.
substituted, and Shafiq Ghani
Junyi Kwok.
used as an impact player finally in this game. He's manned up and said that he hasn't had the best of tournaments. This second SEA Games tournament, of course. He's gone all David Copperfield on us in the way that he's gone missing in this tournament, and now will he finally come on strong, playing down the left-hand side. Across net by Afik. That's going to be a foul. As one would say, that was coveted anyway, and he had made a tremendous save, but it was going to be a foul called for that shove on Afik Yunus. Gets right back and wins it in the air. There's no foul as Nazrul K. Ruben both asked for the referee's decision, and goes on for that throw to Malaysia. Safwan winning it in the air yet again. Sivanesan. Still Sivanesan. He didn't take a deflection, he decides to let it roll out for a goal kick. The outgoing champions have scored late goals in their last 3 matches. Against Indonesia, it was an equalizer. Against Vietnam, 2 goals in the last 10 minutes to sneak a 2-1 victory, despite being under pressure for most of that game. And then, of course, that late equalizer against Singapore. Will it be 4 on the trot now? Zubair defeated the first 2 Singaporeans, but not the third, because it was Safwan Barudin, probably the man of the match here. Sahil's got to break away now. Nazrul is side by side with him. Sahil's got to hold the ball up. Sahil's done well to hold the ball up. Still Sahil! So someone get into that 6-yard box. Well, someone's needed to run side by side alongside Sahil, and Nazrul Nazari should have been the person into the 6-yard box, but instead he just positioned himself in the heart of the penalty box, waiting for a cutback from Sahil. Didn't gamble, and because of that the opportunity was lost. Great enterprising play once again from the hard-working Sahil Suhaimi. He's gone down. I'm sure this is to eat the clock away. Here it is. Great work from him against Sarvindran. And this is where you needed someone inside the 6-yard box, keeping pace with Sahil Suhaimi. They might be taking out Sahil now. That might be his last piece of action. That's the substitution being made. Jump was once again by Safwan Barudin. The last thing he should do, Zulfami, is to try to control and be clever round about this area. Now that's a much better ball. Shafiq Ghani. Brilliant pass by Shafiq. Little turnaround then from Hafiz Sujat and taken away by the Malaysians. Sivanason getting the 1-2 back. Trying to open the angle up for the cross. He's hung it inside the penalty box. Keeper comes, no. Shafiq clears. Sivanason blocked once again by Hafiz Sujad. What a shot, brilliant save. Saw it very late, Izwan Mahmud. And Sharul Muhammad Saad almost made up for his penalty miss against the Indonesians with a strike that was as clean as you'd get. Kept his body still right through the ball, but Izwan Mahmud seeing it very late and talking about making up for it. He certainly made up for his error in the Thai match, Izwan Mahmud, with 3 stupendous saves already. Afiq wins another one in the air, but this one presents itself right to Rozaimi. He's managed to wriggle himself free. Rozaimi, still Rozaimi, but Harriss Harun is there. And once the tank comes in, everybody moves away. Anywhere would do for Hariss. 3 minutes to hang on now. Malaysians win the throw. There we go. Al-Qasimi is the last throw of the dice for ID Iskandar. Sahil Suhaimi's gone off.
Replaced by player number 29.
A striker replaced by a defender. Ruben in the box. Well, one again. Sivanason! Ooh. Oh, it was Sarvindran actually, with all the space and time in the world to connect with a volley. It was arrowing. His one wouldn't have gotten to it. Bang. Very, very close. We're talking of coat of paint proportions there. Thamil Arasu hungrier to the ball. So too was Shakir Hamza, more importantly. K. Ruben comes forward. Zaimi. Thamil Arasu, good work. Very good work then. Farid's. Shafiq Ghani, ball played behind Farid, who's got to go scampering back to try to defend the next Malaysian throw into the box. It is defended by Shakir Hamza. K. Ruben gets to the ball first. Singapore win it back. No, it's going to be a free kick at late lunch by Zulfami Arifin. Safwan claims he was charged into. The referee says yes. And Sharul Muhammad Shahs, is that going to be a free kick to Singapore? No, it's going to be a corner. Few seconds remaining. Singapore have got to focus. They have to concentrate here. It's swung in. It's one in the air once again by a Singapore player. No nonsense from Shafiq Ghani. The Malaysians have kept it in play. Gotten beaten off Al-Qasimi. Hariss is there, and it's finally hoofed away. The goalkeeper's come for this as well. He wanted to. 10 seconds remaining. Is he going to stay there, the goalkeeper, now? What's happening here? Well, it's a Singapore free kick, that's for sure. But yet again, the skirmish, the Malaysians are letting their frustrations known. It's been better in the second half. Dato' Ong Kim Swee has calmed them down a little bit. Haven't been as petulant as they were in the first, but the young Lions really should have put this to bed. It's all over. Singapore have beaten Malaysia for the very first time since 1999 and keep their perfect record of winning every bronze medal match since it's been turned into an under-23 event.
Today's match is 1,000.
2 goals they scored against Malaysia, and for only the second time the Malaysians have lost in a bronze medal playoff. Singapore and Harriss Harun in his final SEA Games scoring the 2 important goals. Malaysians, the outgoing champions, leave this tournament without a medal.
Thank you.
အဲ့ပရိသတ်များခင်ဗျာ
The goals were scored in the space of a minute in the first half when the Malaysians switched off after dominating proceedings in the opening 10 minutes. And then in the second half, the young lions should have been 3, even 4-1 up. A good save from the Malaysian goalkeeper Ijam from Gabriel Kwak. And then a ball that came storming off the crossbar after a shot by Hafiz Abu Sujat. And next thing you know, Faris Ramli was on the breakaway, played the wrong ball, and the Malaysians came forward and scored to reduce the arrears to 2-1. We had a football match, and Singapore then clung on to it. Iswan Mahmud, after his disappointment of not coming out and claiming the ball in the semi-final against Thailand, which resulted in a penalty, put in a very Iswan-like performance tonight. We've come to know of him. Cat-like reflexes, superb saves, especially in the opening half. But this man has made the difference, and it was all because he was asked to push further forward in this match and play the support role just behind Sahil Suhaimi. Got the first after a gift from the goalkeeper, but the second he kept pace side by side with Sahil Suhaimi, got himself into the penalty box and got the decisive touch for the goal, which is the winner and the bronze medal goal. The Malaysians have got 8 players eligible for the next SEA Games, and Nazmi Fires, I'm sure, would mature into some player by the time 2015 comes around. For the captain Irfan, it's his final one before he moves on to his new club, which is Johor Darul Taksim. And for Singapore, the likes of Harriss Harun would say goodbye. He too is going to Johor Darul Taksim. But for Shafiq Ghani, Sahil Suhaimi, Shakir Hamza, regular starters in this tournament, they would get another shot at the gold medal in 2015. Final score from the Zaya Tiri Stadium: Singapore win the bronze medal after 2 first half goals from Hariss Harun in the space of a minute. This was the first, all thanks to his secret Santa, the goalkeeper from Malaysia, is dropping it on a plate. Hariss owes him a fruit basket after that. He scored the first of those goals. And then a minute later, just when the Malaysians wanted to come storming back, so we have a look at it again. There we go. Not even a contact at the goalkeeper at all. He was favored to get to the ball, absolutely flapped at it. This after having had a very good tournament. Is Tarmizi. And then a minute later, Sahil Suhaimi working as hard as always outside of the boots. The cross was superb, and that's what happens when you have someone in the box. There's always a danger. Any sort of a cross that's put behind the defenders and in front of the goalkeeper, someone's going to latch onto it. That someone is Hariss Harun. The captains won the bronze for them. The target was a final. They couldn't get it, but a bronze medal just as good. This happens to be Hariss Harun's 3rd bronze in his 4 SEA Games campaigns. Malaysia getting it right back from Thamil Arasu. First time really that the Singapore defence has been breached throughout this match. The ball that was played above the head of Afiq Yunus. Challenge was put on Afiq, and because of that, the header just didn't have enough power to get past Thamil Arasu. The finish was good, but not good enough though, because Singapore come out of this as winners of the bronze medal. 2-1 against Malaysia here at the Zaya Tiri Stadium. The first time they've beaten Malaysia in the SEA Games since 1999.